President, very distinguished and respected colleagues, thank you for the opportunity to lead the debate, the general principles on the Appropriation Bill 2017. President, distinguished colleagues, this bill was read first time in this chamber on Wednesday, the 25th of October 2017. The 2017 FCT Statutory Appropriation Bill seeks to authorize the issue from the Federal Capital Territory Administration Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federal Capital Territory Administration Account the total sum of 222,360,551,512 naira only, out of which the sum of 52,574,479,667 naira only is for personnel cost, and the sum of 41,294,590,480 naira only is for overhead cost, while the balance of 128,481,481,366 naira only is for capital projects for the service of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, for the financial year commencing from the 1st of January and ending 31st December 2017. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, it is worthy of note that the Federal Capital Territory Administration statutory budget is funded with the FCT internally generated revenue and 1% of the FGN share of the Federation account. An appraisal of 2016 FCT Statutory Appropriation Act. In the 2016 fiscal year, the FCT Administration received an appropriation of 241,288,471 naira only as is statutory budget, out of which the sum of 2,982,280,360 naira only was allocated to personnel costs. The sum of 34,388,260,823 naira only was allocated to overhead costs, while the balance of 154,744,288 naira was dedicated to capital expenditure. During the year 2016, a total sum of 112,794,495,429 naira 77 kobo only accrued to the FCT as revenue. This shows a 47% level of performance. The breakdown of 2016 expenditure shows that the sum of 44,960,636,257 naira 32 kobo only was spent on personnel costs, representing 85%. The sum of 11,869,530,477 naira 72 kobo only was expended on overhead costs, representing 33%, and the sum of 55,954,328,694 naira 73 kobo only was expended on capital project, representing 37%. The thrust of the FCT 2017 statutory budget. The thrust of the FCT 2017 statutory budget is to ensure an effective and enduring service-oriented administration in order to ensure completion of ongoing projects and the provision of effective services to the residents of the FCT. Highlights of the capital expenditure of FCT 2017 statutory appropriation budget. The total sum of 222,360,551,512 naira only is proposed for the FCT administration in 2017, out of which the sum of 164,156,941,602 naira only is earmarked for capital expenditure. The highlight of the capital projects to be executed by the FCT/FCDA in the year 2017 are as follows. 1. Federal Capital Development Authority (FCDA) A. Expansion and rehabilitation of Outer Northern Expressway and Airport Expressway. The sum of 1 billion naira is earmarked for the completion of the above two major roads. These projects, when completed, will remove the traffic congestion experienced by commuters and will drastically reduce travel time. B. The sum of 12.8 billion naira is proposed for the provision of infrastructure facilities to districts and road construction in Jahi, Wuye, Maitama Extension, Abuja Northwest and Katampe districts. C. 1 billion naira is proposed for the construction and dualization of Lower Usma Dam, Gurara Road. D. 400 million naira was earmarked for the provision of access road to Kabusa Garden. And E. 1.5 billion naira is proposed for the construction of 2,276 resettlement houses at Galuyu Shere resettlement site. The sum of 1 million naira is earmarked for the renovation of International Conference Center, ICC, Abuja. 2. Abuja Environmental Protection Board, AEPB. A. 2.4 billion naira is earmarked for the operation and maintenance of Wupa sewage treatment plant. B. 2.8 billion naira is proposed for expenses for cleaning and sanitation. 3. Satellite Towns Development Department, STDD. The sum of 20.3 billion naira is earmarked for STDD for the year 2017, out of which the sum of 18.7 billion naira is proposed for its capital projects. 4. Transportation sector. The transport sector has the mandate of providing effective and efficient transportation system in the FCT. A proposal of the sum of 25.3 billion naira was made in 2017 fiscal year, out of which the sum of 20 billion naira is for capital projects. Key among these projects is the rail project with an allocation of the sum of 15 billion naira in 2017 fiscal year. Other important projects include A. Mass transit operation, which includes provision of transit way, lay-bys, bus shelter, BRT lanes, etc. B. Traffic management operations, accident reduction, safety and enforcement. And C. Transport data management. Number 5. Education Secretariat. The sum of 31,184,656,439 naira only is proposed for the Education Secretariat in the 2017 fiscal year, which includes the sum of 13,597,669,303 naira only as UBABE counterpart funding for 2017 statutory budget primarily intended to service ongoing projects. Other projects include completion of existing structures at Maitama Model School. B. Provision of additional schools, classrooms, rehabilitation and expansion of existing ones. C. Construction of zonal education offices, teachers development center, etc. Number 6. Health sector. The FCT Health Secretariat has a proposal of the sum of 17,606,520,013 naira only, out of which the sum of 2,704,520,797 naira only is earmarked for capital expenditure to complete critical ongoing projects. Number 7. Agri and Rural Development Sector. The total sum of 6,515,873,102 naira only is proposed for FCT Agri and Rural Development Department, out of which 437,564,499 naira only is earmarked for capital expenditure to complete ongoing projects, thereby enhancing food security in the FCT. The proposal is targeted towards A, procurement and distribution of farming inputs, B, addressing the global food crisis initiative, and C, provision of buffer stock program. Number 8, water supply. The total sum of 3,101,298,742 naira only is earmarked to enhance water supply in the FCT. It is worthy of note that the investment in water supply in the FCT is mostly reflected in the FCT National Priority Budget. Number 9, Abuja Environmental Protection Board, AEPB. The AEPB is charged with the responsibility of ensuring and maintaining a clean and healthy environment for inhabitants of the FCT. Total sum of 7,220,155 naira only has been earmarked for its operations in the FCT statutory budget, out of which 1,170,000 naira only is for its key capital projects as follows: A, maintenance of Wupa sewage plant; B, acquisition of heavy-duty cleaning equipment; C, construction of solid waste plant; and D, evacuation and construction of solid waste plant. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, considering the dwindling funding from the statutory revenue allocation, emphasis has been placed on the completion of ongoing projects, particularly those with high impact on the provision of services and infrastructure to the residents of the FCT. However, a few new projects that are considered absolutely necessary have been included in the budget proposal. Mr. President, very distinguished and respected colleagues, I urge you all to give this bill an expeditious passage into law. Thank you and God bless.